2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, sports fans. Coming right up, we've got the Toronto Raptors taking the floor against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, it's been a very successful first half of the season for them. When the opportunity to win a ball game has been there for them, they have grabbed it over and over. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Ah, very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena before the game. Important to make a splash in hostile territory. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The skyline of downtown Toronto really looking wonderful tonight. It's a beautiful evening here on the shores of Lake Ontario. Welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Siakam.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, the Toronto Raptors rolled the dice last season and gambled on acquiring Kawhi Leonard. They knew it could be just a one-year rental, with Leonard able to be a free agent in 2019. But Kevin, after winning the 2019 NBA title, anything else is gravy.
The first title in franchise history, D.A., is such a huge moment for the team, the city, and the country of Canada. And the Clippers starting five. They've got Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's JaMychal Green, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And for the Raptors, Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Powell is out there with Fred VanVleet, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Well, Smitty, as we know, there's talk of playing more regular season games overseas. Good idea, or is the season hard enough as it is?
I like the balance where it is right now, Kevin. A few games you get a chance to go overseas, you know, during the season or preseason, but just add more travel, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Now, here's Beverley. Zubac with it to the middle. 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Johnson. 3-on-3. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. He doesn't hit that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
I mean, in the modern era, you have to be able to stretch the floor, or you're going to struggle.
Reason why, that opens up driving lanes, makes it dangerous for teams to W in the post. The offense becomes more dynamic.
Well, you knew that Kawhi Leonard would be a huge name on the free agency market last summer, especially after winning his second Finals MVP.
And Kawhi let the pieces fall before making his decision. Was the last major free agent to choose where he was going to play. Ended up shaking up the NBA in the process by joining the Clippers.
A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set, and you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you begin to compromise spacing.
Here's Beverly. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
When he's not shooting threes, you'll find Patrick Beverly at the rim.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Now here's Van Vliet, defended by Beverly. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Inside, Johnson kicks to Gasol. Here's Van Vliet, buries it from three-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Leonard against Johnson. Here's George. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Van Vliet looking around. Here's Gasol. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. Over Johnson, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverly.
Off the catch, Leonard with the quick trigger. Nothing but money.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. Stolen by Zubac. Green finds George. Zubac with it. Beverly for three. Siakam pulls it in.
And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep one.
You see some guys, they just mail it in. They don't go out and contest it. Not him. He's going to compete through the entire play. You just love how reliable he is night in and night out. His offense is there.
Now Beverly, looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game from 12 feet out. That misses off the backboard.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
And just using the natural advantage he has, he can see over the top of the defense.
And let's also add, he has touch from there. That's a solid shot for him.
Now here's Green. No points in the game yet for him. Back to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Pass to George. Shoots over Powell. That one a little long.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And the shot goes in from Siakam. Siakam's got 5.
I like that. Get the ball to Siakam close to the rim where he can put his size to work.
Now here's Beverly. He's covered closely. Passes it to George. Johnson against Leonard. Good D by Siakam.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Raptors with the lead. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Here's Van Vliet. No good on the triple.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And he knocks down the first one. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. Came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
You see, that is just rude. Kawhi picks it, triggers the fast break. See ya.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors, trailing by 2. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
You know what it is? That's good advanced scouting. They knew what they were in for, and they were ready.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Beverly feeling it out a bit. He feeds it to George. Leonard against Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Give him any kind of opening, and Kawhi Leonard will make you pay at the rack.
Toronto's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Now here's Van Vliet, defended by Beverly. Leonard against Johnson, makes it off the glass.
This is what the teams expect to get from Johnson. Someone who can make tough shots in the face of good defense.
Now here's Beverly. Right side George. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. You take a look at the Nets. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And seeing where the Clippers are, they've started this year as well as they could have hoped. Playing great basketball, probably exceeding preseason expectations.
Zubac's the pass to Green, and Gasol sends it back.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low.
And the Raptors making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. The Clippers also changing it up. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Green, and it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Outside Williams. Up top Leonard, covered by Siakam. Williams kicks to George. They get it back. Zubac, nice fake, but the layup off the mark. The Raptors have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Siakam misses.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Up top Leonard. Rebound by the Raptors.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
Here's Siakam. Lays it up and banks it in. Siakam's got 9.
Oh, great concentration from Siakam. Takes the hit, yet his eyes never leave the rim.
Williams scanning the floor. Kicks it to Leonard. Here's George. Shoots over Powell. That's good for George on the assist by Leonard. 8 points for Paul George.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And here is Powell. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Bulls in Chicago. Right side, Gasol. Shoots over Zubac. Gasol, no good.
In a funk this quarter, he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
And finished off by Leonard.
Like a gazelle cruising down the court, Kawhi's difficult to stay with in transition.
Here's Van Vliet. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Siakam outside. Back to Van Vliet. And there's the pass to Powell. To the inside, Gasol. And Gasol with the dunk.
When you're 7-1, that rim's not far out of reach.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Williams with the ball. 9 points last game out. Outside Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Van Vliet trailing by 2. Outside Gasol. Van Vliet with it. He's against Williams. Count that one from Van Vliet.
They're getting him shots in his spots. That's understanding your personnel.
And during last season's playoffs, we heard the Bucks complaining about Drake's theatrics on the sidelines. Smitty, do you see any problem with that?
You know, GA, first of all, we know Drake is very animated. He's a part of this organization. We got to know he's a Toronto native and he loves this team. Yes, it's a problem when it starts to affect the game. But if not, I think all teams, especially the Bucks last year in the playoffs, you just got to focus and play.
Ibaka outside. Knocked loose and stolen by Harrell. The feed now to George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And last season, Montrezl Harrell absolutely came alive for the Clippers.
He's always played with energy, but was more focused and made the most of his chances. You like to see him provide a little more on the glass, but make no mistake, he's a great finisher at the rim.
He misses the free throw. Steve, we're seeing teams around the league putting up a lot of three-point shots. I'm sure you would have enjoyed playing in this era so much with that green light shooting threes.
I would, Kevin. Getting a chance to shoot maybe 5 or 6 more three-point field goal attempts takes your numbers up. But I also think a lot of these teams are copycats. Everybody can't shoot the three. Work on your game and what's best for you.
Good on the second free throw.
And what was more fun to watch last season than Patrick Beverley checking Kevin Durant in the playoffs?
Patrick Beverley's energy and fight gave the Clippers a chance every night. Obviously, the Warriors' talent won out, but the Clippers made them work every step of the way.
Here's Anunoby. Shot clock at 6. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. The shot, no good. The Clippers in the lead. Harkless on the wing. To the paint. Williams finds Harrell. It's good from long range.
Montrezl Harrell surprised the defense on that shot. He has taken very few threes in his career.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Pacers in Indiana. Here's McCall, defended by George. Now Thomas. Clock at 6. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. For the Clippers, Rodney McGruder comes in for Ivica Zubac. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Paul George. Clippers leading by 4. And Williams, here we go. Pass to Harrell. Over Ibaka. And it's Harrell missing. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Raptors. McCaw with the bucket. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Now, here's Shamet. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Pass to Magruder. And here is Williams. 4 on the shot clock. Los Angeles with another miss. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. What didn't he do in that quarter? A fantastic all-around effort. And we'll be back with you shortly. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me in my darkest days. I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
And they took advantage of some careless ball handling, some careless passing. You have to be more careful around these guys.
So for the Clippers right now, Williams and Shamet are the guard set. Harrell is out there with Mo Harkless. And it's Magruder in at the 3. Here's McCaw. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's his first foul. Here's McCaw. Passes it to Ibaka. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Shamet.
And you can learn a lot about rebounding by watching this guy. Look at the fundamentals there on the box out.
Harkless on the wing. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Back to Shamet. On the money from 12 feet away. Now it's a 6-point Clipper lead. Toronto shooting 43% from the floor. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
McCaw, the pass to Thomas. Here's the floater. Great D that time from Harrell. Los Angeles leading by 6. And Williams, here we go. Count that one. Williams has got his first 2 points.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
The Raptors have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's McCaw. He's covered by Shamet. The pass to Thomas. Rebound by Williams. The Clippers have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
Raptors trail by 10. Outside Thomas. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. With the floater and the rejection by Harrell. Shamet the pass to Magruder. Over in the corner, Williams. That 3 off the mark. Williams has gone 1 of 4 from the field. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
Well, you look at Gasol. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. The second effort, but they recover it. Clippers leading by 8. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Raptors trail by 8. Down low. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Rugged finish by Serge. Takes the hit, converts through it for a potential and 1.
And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
One shot.
And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
Now here's Harkless. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Beverley, and he banks in the layup. And the Clippers lead by 7.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Outside Thomas. Out to Ibaka. From deep. He's off on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
It was a total team effort in terms of passing the baton to the guy that's hot. His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Rodney McGruder. Harrell against Ibaka. Thomas feeling it out a bit. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Johnson against Leonard. 5 on the clock. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Harkless. And Harkless slams it in.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
Toronto with the ball. 9-point game. Thomas passes to Ibaka. Back to Thomas. Top of the key, Ibaka. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. And that's now 6 points for Serge Ibaka.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
Inside, it's stolen by Johnson. Pass to McCaw. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ibaka. That shot misses. Great D that time from Harrell. Clippers leading by 6. Here's Leonard. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Pass to McCaw. Back to Thomas. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. A lot of talent in the 2018 draft, Smitty. Who do you think has the highest ceiling of that group?
Kevin, I love that question because it's not who's the best player who has the best talent. It's the ceiling. I think Jaren Jackson Jr., Marvin Bagley, those guys have so much room to grow. The Doncic and the Trae Young, those guys are fantastic. They have room to grow, but I think those two have a lot of room to grow, and they're already good.
First free throw is good. And the Toronto Raptors knew in trading for Kawhi Leonard that he might not stick around. Even after his decision to return to his hometown of Los Angeles, Greg, the Raptors have to feel good about the way it all worked out for him.
Kevin, the first championship in franchise history, and now they set about working their way back to the mountaintop. Some talented young players and quality vets, not to mention an outstanding front office. I think it'd be a mistake to count them out.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Now the pass to Leonard. Back to Beverly. Harkless with it. Feeds to Leonard. Outside for George. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. You're looking at the list of the NBA's top shooters from behind the arc for the past month. Marc Gasol on top.
Sometimes a three-point shooter gets into that rhythm and just keeps carrying it over. That's been the case for him the entire month.
On the wing, Johnson from downtown drills the three-pointer. Johnson's got 5 now.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
And George, here we go. Here's Beverly. Again, the Clippers.
One thing that helps Beverly in the mid-range area, he gets great lift on his jump shot.
Now Van Vliet. He has 5. Johnson outside. Three-pointer. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 3rd in scoring, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And the only way you average top 3 in points if you have that scorer's mentality. He knows he's the go-to guy, and everyone else knows it as well. Siakam passes to Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots it up.
Oof, ugly second quarter for him, and now I think he's starting to really force the issue.
And at a certain point, you just have to look to someone else to score for you.
Beverly dishes to Harkless. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson finds Siakam. Toronto working the ball around now. And here is Van Vliet. Floats it up there for Siakam. And now the Clippers on the break. Moving it up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be playing the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Then on Saturday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago.
And for the matchup with the Suns, That's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
The throw good, Paul George.
The Clippers last year, they scored well. Lacked a true superstar, but they were aggressive. Case in point, #1 in the league in free throw attempts.
Norman Powell's checked in for Thomas. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Zubats is checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. And Smitty getting to the line most often for the Clippers last season. Lou Williams and Gallinari.
That combination was fascinating to watch. When you have guys who can score on all 3 levels and know how to draw fouls, that puts tremendous pressure on the defense.
And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. They've led by as much as 10. On the wing, Green. Back to Beverly. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
I love this about Patrick Beverly. He's just a fighter. He's never going to back down. Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
And Smitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Now here's Van Vliet. 7 points in the game. Teardrop shot, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness grade, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon.
Take a break.
Basketball was the path to something better.
And he makes the first. When it comes to just the love for the game, Smitty, does every NBA player have to have that, or is it possible to not love the game, embrace the game, and work through it in that way?
You know, I think 90% of the guys have a love for the game. I think there's some guys that just don't love it, but they play it. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't, I guess, spill over to the guys that love it. There's some plays, I played with some players, after they left the gym, they didn't think about a game, of watching the game, playing the game. But when they're on the court, they gave 110% effort. There's some guys that just love it, and there's some guys that just like it.
But I know you, and you did. You loved the game.
I still love it, Kevin. Still love it.
I know you do. I know you do. And so here's Toronto after the basket by Los Angeles. George against Powell. Gasol kicks to Powell. And again, no good by Toronto. Los Angeles leading by 8. Leonard on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Now, here's Zubats. Pass to Leonard. He feeds it to Green. Over Gasol. And there's Green on the assist from Leonard. Leonard's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
And the rejection by Zubats. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Raptors trail by 12. And here is Van Vliet. He's got 9. Stolen by Zubats. Pass to George. Leonard on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 4 assists in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Toronto's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Siakam against Green. To stop the run. Siakam misses.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Green, no luck. The Raptors shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Paul George with the steal. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Zubac has got his second basket of the game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Siakam. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Bulls in Chicago.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
And so it's Los Angeles in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, and making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drives. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
It's a part of his game that he can always tap into. There's an art to it, and he is painting the canvas tonight.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Fred VanVleet out there with Powell, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Clippers leading by 16. Here's Leonard, and that one goes long. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Raptors. Passes it to Johnson. The Clippers grab the miss.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
And that one's good. Beverly.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Powell with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. There's the pass to Gasol. Powell against George. Powell kicks to VanVleet. Gasol, passes to Van Vliet. Shot clock at 5. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The first one falls.
And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
Now here's Beverly. Leonard on the wing. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Aggressive D there, but then again, Kawhi finishes through contact almost as well as anyone.
Raptors trail by 18. Here's Powell, and the rejection by Zubats.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Especially considering it's on the road in front of a tough crowd. They've been able to block out the distractions.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
Pass to Van Vliet. Now Powell. Wide open look. Green with the rebound.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
Leonard doesn't get it to drop for him, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Toronto working the ball around now. Siakam misses.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Now here's Green. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And George with this stuff.
And you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Raptors trail by 20. Foul for 3. And the Raptors miss again.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
Here's George. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Ivica Zubats may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubats does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but hopefully that decreases with time.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Gasol. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Johnson. Patrick McCaw, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Thomas subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. And then for Los Angeles, Harrell, he's checked in for Zubats. Harkless comes in for Leonard. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And I'll tell you, Siakam is like a spider in terms of his balance, his reach. He can overwhelm you.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
throw good, Siakam. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
4 on the clock. Shamet with it. Now guarded by Siakam. The shot by Harkless, no good. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors, trailing by 19. Clippers have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Shamet, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Now Thomas. Pass to Siakam. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Yes, people have been surprised by Siakam's offense. What I'm surprised about is the efficiency. Well, last season, Pascal Siakam more than doubled his scoring. Dramatic improvement as a shooter from the perimeter and the line.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Siakam. And we've seen his shooting improve. But Siakam also very dangerous off the bounce.
Yeah, reason why, Kevin, he's becoming a great ball handler. They trust him to press the attack and to get into the lane.
Siakam hits them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Los Angeles leading by 19. Shamet the pass to George. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
He shot 5 of 6 at the foul line.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
That free throw good from George.
It was a busy rookie season for Landry Shamet. He got off to a hot start in Philadelphia, but was traded near the deadline to the Clippers. Slotted in as a starter there and looked great. You know he's pulling his weight, but they still find themselves behind.
Doesn't go that time. Good D by Siakam. And last year for Shamet, even with the trade from Philadelphia, was still very productive.
Reason why the shooting from outside is what jumps out at you. Rarely do you ever see a rookie come in and shoot over 40% from deep like Shamet did. He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Fred VanVleet is checked in for McCall.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Here's George after the Raptors pick up 2. To the middle, here's Harkless. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Harkless has got his second basket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Van Vliet with it. George picks him up. Siakam looking around. Just 5 to shoot. No good that time. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
He can do incredible things. He can also help you win by simply being reliable.
So it's Toronto now after the Clippers pick up 2. And the Raptors call time here.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
And Toronto making a change here. Anunoby's checked in. Lou Williams is checked in for the Clippers. And Toronto has possession. And out of bounds is Los Angeles gains possession. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
And the Raptors with the ball. Anunoby passes to Hollis Jefferson. Now here's Van Vliet. Passes to Ibaka. 5 on the clock. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. 8 points for Serge Ibaka.
Right into the teeth of the defense. Ibaka just too athletic to stop.
Now here's Shamet. 11 points in the game. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded by Williams. The pass to Ibaka. Paul George with the steal. Here's Shamet. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Shamet's got 7 now in this quarter.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Williams with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Williams has got 5.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
It's such an advantage when you can get out and run and get a good look before the defense can set up.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Hollis Jefferson. His last 10 games, he's right around 5 points a night, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
First one falls for him. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The Clippers shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Pass to Shamet. To the wing on the left. Six to shoot. Now here is George. Defense is right there. Let's check out the leaders in field goal percentage as a team. The Clippers in second.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And the first one at the line is good. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, the boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint of from a players and organizations with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree. And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line. And here is Williams. 5 points in the game. He kicks to Harrell. Left side, George. Shot clock at 5. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Thomas got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Ibaka outside. The Raptors need to get a shot off. From deep, Thomas. Tries again with the clock winding down. Tries yet again. And it's laid in by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 10 points in the game.
When shots go up, one thing about Ibaka, he gets to the right place at the right time.
Outside Williams. Passes it to Shamet. He dishes it to George. The 11-footer. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 11th in free throw percentage. And he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And he deserves credit for knocking down such a high percentage of his free throws. It's not a glamour part of the game, but incredibly important nonetheless. Williams. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got his 4th rebound in this one. 1:36 left in the 3rd. To the inside, taken away by Williams. Here's Shamet. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. 1:22 left to play here in the 3rd. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Anunoby, defended by George. Pass to Ibaka, and stolen by Harrell. In the corner, Shamet with it. Here's George, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Lou Williams has been a weapon off the bench for so long, and he has won 6th Man of the Year multiple times.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Toronto. Norman Powell comes in for Fred VanVleet. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Harrell. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Harkless. And Rodney McGruder's subbed in for Landry Shamet.
I can't believe he hasn't hit a shot all period. Someone else needs to step up and help close the gap.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. They double him with George. Stolen by Zubac. Left side, Leonard. Outside, Williams. This one for three. It's rebounded by Anunoby.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
Powell, the pass to Thomas. Here's the three. The shot off that time. And so it's Los Angeles in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Here's Williams. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Robinson is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Williams. It's Kabengele in at the center. Here's Magruder. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. 5-on-3 break. Here's Hernandez. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steve, how do you feel about the top college players getting some sort of compensation for their work?
You know, I don't know about top college players, Kevin. I think if you're going to do it, it has to be all college players because it's a team. And I think if you look at it, some of the ways I would love to see it, if those guys can get health insurance benefits, if they can get a longer time to finish their education, I love that type of compensation.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. So he gets them both. Williams with the ball. Pass to Robinson. To the paint. And Patterson kicks to Magruder. Back to Patterson. 9 feet out. Nice jump shot. Good. Patterson's got his first basket.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside.
And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Williams against Thomas. Smitty, the NBA now permitting teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
Yeah, that's a good point. Goes back up. Basket counts.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Williams. Passes it to Robinson. Here's Magruder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With the teardrop. The shot by Williams, no good. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Hernandez passes to McCaw. Out to Miller. There's the 3. Here's Boucher, hits the jump hook.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
Williams against Thomas. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. And the Clippers call time here. Steve, revenue's climbing. We're seeing some star players make $40+ million a year. Top coaches making around $10 million a year. My goodness. Do you think coaches are due for a raise, though, Steve?
You know, I think all parties involved, the numbers will keep going up, Kevin. The franchise values are going up to over $1 billion. So I think coaches will get a raise, players will get a raise, and the guys that are playing at a high level, especially for coaches, if they're winning, their numbers will go up.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Over Johnson. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Raptors. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And the pass to Powell. His three-pointers off the mark. Clippers leading by 22. Pass to Beverly. Leonard against Siakam. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Fast break Toronto. Siakam's running. Now here's Van Vliet. Defended by Beverly. Here's Gasol. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
He's a handful inside. Marc Gasol taking it right at the defense, and he created some of that contact.
And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Marc doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis.
No good on the free throw.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
Now here's Williams. Right side Green, and stolen by Siakam. Goes up, and the dunk by Powell.
You know, it's not just the energy Siakam brings to the defensive end. It's the instincts. Great job turning them over.
Clippers leading by 19. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
and you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
Here's Van Vliet. The Clippers getting the bucket. It's stolen by Green. Jumps up, and Green slams it in.
The foot speed of Jamaica quickly changes ends, able to convert these plays with ease.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. To the middle. Here's Gasol, and the rejection by Zubac. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Now Van Vliet. Now the dish to Johnson. Clock at 4. From deep.
You look at Kawhi's work ethic on defense. He's perfected the art.
Williams attacking. Banked in off the glass.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
Here's Van Vliet following the score by Lou Williams. Now here's Van Vliet. Here's Gasol. And the Raptors miss again. Clippers shooting 40% in the fourth. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. We always see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
Landry Shamet's checked in for Williams. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
A really good second-round pick out of Arkansas. Beverly fits perfectly in that 3-and-D role.
Johnson can't get it to go.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
And that one's good, Shamet.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Powell, the pass to Siakam. Looking to end the run, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
First free throw is good. And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for the Clippers. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now here's Leonard. Pass to Shamet. Zubac's with it, guarded by Powell. And here's Beverly. Harkless on the wing. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. Johnson outside. Pass to Siakam. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Leonard's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Beverly. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And here is Powell. Back to Johnson. Down low, second chance shot, and the layup's good off the glass.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Now here's Beverly. And Leonard has it in the corner. Los Angeles with another miss. The Raptors shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Smitty, for players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button. So, yeah, they got to be careful. You're right. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Toronto. The Clippers also changing it up. JaMychal Green comes in for Harkless, and George is subbed in for Landry Shamet. And he's good on the second.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Ibaka finds Van Vliet. Back to Ibaka. On the wing, Johnson. And the rejection by Leonard.
Yeah, that shot gets jacked. Great anticipation by the claw.
Now here's Beverly. Defense right on him. Poked away. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Free throw good, Van Vliet. Steve, it seems like criticism of NBA officials is reaching a very interesting level. We see players, coaches, and now even executives confronting these officials over their calls.
You know, I know we love the word transparency, but I think also for these referees, because of technology as well, we're seeing these players from so many different angles. And all we want to talk about if we're coaches and executives and players are the plays they miss. And I think that's what we're, putting too much energy in.
Clippers leading by 23. Here's Shamet. That one off the back iron and out. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Miller inside. Robinson on him. Miller, the pass to Hernandez. Fader on the way. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Outside Leonard. Inside from 8. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Anunoby's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Very nice stretch from them, but the reason why they're not into this game, they have to get some stops.
Now here is Robinson. Shamet kicks to Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
Talented, opportunistic. When Leonard gets hot, it can last for long stretches.
Toronto's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Now here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Shamet. Clippers leading by 22. Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Raptors shooting just 30% from the field here in the 4th. Van Vliet up top. He's covered by Shamet. They get it again. Hernandez got a piece of it.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Clippers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep. And that has to be a relief.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
You have to appreciate the unselfishness. He kept the ball moving, kept everyone involved really enjoyable to watch.
Thomas checked in for Toronto. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Stolen by Beverly. Outside, Green. Beyond the arc. The shot, no good. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Stolen by Beverly. Green passes to Leonard. It's George on the wing, covered by Miller. Fast break, Toronto. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. to the inside. Hernandez. Good. And Miller gets the assist.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
Thomas against Beverly. Leonard on the wing. Here's George. So the Clippers winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.